So we are learning Golang, and this is the Golang for Kids series. So today we'll see user authentication. Let's see the code, and first I'll run here and then we'll see the code. So if I do this, then you'll see the different option, and this time uh, if I go to the admin, so it's asking the user and the password, and if I give the user, so NKS and the password, so I'm going to type NKS. I type the NKS and it's invisible, so that's also the one new change I put here, so we'll see that also. And then both are correct user and password, then we can successfully go to the sub menu, add question, display question. Now we can come back, return, and again go to the admin, and this time I'll give the correct user but wrong password. Then it will say that okay, error authenticate user. So there is some error we got and we cannot see the sub menu. So that's what we are going to learn today. We can see the create user and admin here. This is just for the learning purpose. Otherwise, the creating user, that is through that will be exposed through the different API in a UI world, or we can think in a different way, but we cannot usually put this create user and the admin together here for this scenario, for exam test scenario. Let's see the code for this, what I made a change. So first of all, for the password things, I used this library here for the password, like when user asks for the password and then we enter the password that is invisible. So in an exam controller menu, if you come here, case 1, it's saying okay, user, enter user. So this is a normal way we can scan the user. But when it asks for the password, we are using the terminal read password. So what is the terminal? Here, we just put it here. So we can use this line, and when we enter the password, that's the invisible. So we got the user and the password. Now we are going to call another service called Authenticate, and in Authenticate service we are going to pass user and the password. So authenticate user is the new function I put that in exam service. So let's go there here. So this is the new function I added, authenticate user, where we are accepting user and the password, and then we call another function authenticate user in a repo. So this is also a new function where we pass user and the password. So we'll go to the repo, and if you see, this is the new function I added. And for this also, I'm also going to use I also have used the bcrypt, so that's why I imported the bcrypt here. We have already used this earlier in one of the service. So I used that, and then I added this function. So first of all, I want to get user information from the database. So this is the way I'm using for the GOM. So you can use the m and then dv and then first is the function of GOM, and I can pass this login in user information here. So okay, in this case we are not checking any conditions, so we'll come and modify this thing here, because it's just saying a first login user. So whatever the user is there, it will fetch that, but this user we are not putting here. So we'll check on that anyway, because there's just only one user we are lucky and we got that user, and that's why the login user and the user, this is equal. So once the user, whatever we passed, and then whatever the user in database, if both are same, then we need to go and check whether the password is same or not. So for the password, we are using the bcrypt compare hash and password function, where we can pass the password what we got from the user. So that password is here, And also we need to pass the password from the database. So in a database, the password whatever we have stored, that is the hash password. So we have already done that in a previous video. So how we hash the password and put it there. So we got that same password back and the password from the user, and we check both password. If the password is same, then return true and no error, nil. If there is an error, then it will return false and false. So that's the function, and this will return, the true. If this will return the true if the password is authenticated. So that's all about this authentication. So let's do one more thing, how to fetch this data, so we can check that again in a GOM. So let's see some example of the GOM. Maybe you can see the simple CRUD example working with GOM. Find all, db find. We can do this to find all, but we use the fast user. Let's see, let's look for the example for Golang or GOM fast function example. There may be a way to pass the condition GOM fast query. db fast method is used to get the first record of the match the condition. So that's the condition we are looking for, and it will check with the primary key ID. And it will generate select where ID is this. So ID, we do not know the ID, we just know the name. So we can check repository db fast. At here it will generate, this is not same as repository db for your email. Okay, we can do something like this. This is the object and then this is the condition. So let's bring this and try to modify the query, and then we'll run the code. So admin, so this is our object, and then we can have the password where we need the user. So we know there is a field user. So user is equal to what, and then we can pass this user. So if it is correct, it will still the code will run, otherwise it will throw the error and will debug and come back. Let's check. In case it's wrong password. Okay, anyway, again do the one in case and the password in case. So there is some error. You haven't checked the MySQL version that select all from the login user in case user. So just make it user. Let's try again. Not admin but in case and the password in case. Okay, I think that works. So here is the way we can pass the condition. Other thing, one last thing, just I want to show in a last previous video, there was some issue with the increment, ID increment. So that's why just I add this auto increment on this primary field. So when we create the new user, this ID will be auto increment. So that's the new change over there. So that's all for today. Thank you.